In Dairy Today, China is issuing its first ever National Ag Outlook report. Over the next decade, officials expect major ag products to grow at a pace of about 2% a year. However, dairy production will likely top the list with growth of 3.5% annually. It also says China hopes to be self-sufficient in grains, and so the growth of soybean imports topping out at roughly 73 million tons. Milk prices have been stellar to start the first of the year, but can they hold? Farm Director Pell joins us for a look at the dairy industry and where markets are headed for Q2.
We're talking to Mike North, First Capital Ag. Mike, let's talk a little bit about the dairy and what's happening because we've set some record milk prices. And 2 years ago, we wouldn't have thought that ever happened. I wouldn't have thought it ever happened anyway.
Absolutely. Well, in the last couple of years, one of the biggest events that hit us was the New Zealand drought that came about last spring.
That started it all.
That was the rock in the pond, essentially, and now we've been dealing with all the ripples. Effectively, as we've worked through time, we've had to overcome that shortfall in their production and the shortfall of product that results from that. At the same time, China's been a more aggressive buyer of product in the world space, so all of these other regions have had to step up to the plate. So we've seen a dramatic shift in prices, and most of that happened late in the fourth quarter of this last year, and a lot of that price run took place in January and February. Prices have peaked out in February. We've come from a product perspective, and when I say that, I mean worldwide. But U.S. prices are still reacting to these ripples, and so we've seen a move towards higher prices beyond that point. But of late, we've been starting to see a softer tone. We've started to see cheese prices, as an example, in the spot market move from north of 240 down to sub 210 levels. That takes the cream off the top, no pun intended, in the milk market and puts some pressure on price. So while we're coming through this, you're going to see, and we saw in the USDA's release, record high all milk price, $25.50 all milk price as we came through the month of April. That's great. As you look at the month of May, though, you aren't going to see that. We're seeing lower product prices that will dictate lower class 3, class 4 prices. Frankly, as we work our way forward, we're going to begin to ease lower and watch the market work its way back towards some prices that it can work through the system a little easier.
And as feed prices for dairy going up a little bit at this point in time, probably the thing to do would be to hedge those prices so that you can guarantee them.
Yeah, if I'm a dairyman, I'm looking at great milk prices, rising feed prices. I'm making money on the margin, so managing that's key.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll be back for more AgDay in a moment.